A capacity crowd better than 60,000 at Foxborough Stadium on an unseasonably mild 66-degree day in this Week 14 of the NFL season. The Patriots and the Jets meeting for the second time this year. Last week, the Jets suffered a traumatic defeat at the hands of the Dolphins on Dan Marino's fake spike to set up the winning touchdown in a stunning finish, while Matt Barr accounted for the Patriots offense, getting the benefit of the bounce on his game winner to beat the Colts in Indianapolis. So both the Patriots and the Jets come into today at 6-6. Miami leading the AFC East at 8-4. The Jets, Patriots, and Bills all alive, with Buffalo playing at Miami tonight. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert along with Paul Maguire. And when the Jets and Patriots met earlier in the season back in week number 7, the Jets very successful in blitzing Drew Bledsoe and came away with the victory. Can Bledsoe handle that scheme here today?
I think he can, Marv. I think he learned from the blitz. But the one thing Bledsoe told us on Friday, I cannot worry about one corner blitz that comes from the blind side through an entire ball game. I have to play my game.
Well, the Patriots have won the toss, and they will receive. The deep men are Leroy Thompson and Ray Crittenden. Nick Lowry will kick it off. For the first time since 1988, the Patriots enter the month of December with 6 or more victories and remain in playoff contention. It is Thompson on the return, breaking a tackle, and then pushed out of bounds as he crossed the 30-yard line. Clifford Hicks able to get Thompson out. A 23-yard return by Thompson. A look at the New England offensive line. They have shown they can pass block. They have not done it on the run. Mike Arthur coming off a difficult game against the Colts last week. Drew Bledsoe, the quarterback, the running backs, Marion Butts and Sam Gash, although Kevin Turner will see quite a bit of action. Brisby, Timpson, and Ben Coates with 80 catches. The receivers, Thompson and Crittenden, come in usually in the 3-wide situation, but Thompson has opened up in the backfield with Gash. As the Patriots start out, it's Thompson. And the flag has been thrown. Leroy Thompson run out by Bobby Houston. The referee today is Dale Hamer. The New England Patriots come in as the least penalized team in the NFL, but here we are, first play, and it's called on New England.
Holding, number 72 of the offense, 10 yards, still first down.
The Jets with Washington, Evans, Casillas, and Lageman up front. Lageman suffering a concussion last week, but is all right. Houston, Jones, and Lewis. The linebackers, Aaron Glenn, had his roughest day as a professional last week against Dan Marino and the Dolphins. Hasty, Washington, and Lott fill out the secondary. When they go to the nickel, Marcus Turner comes in as the extra defensive back. It'll be a first down and 20 for the New England Patriots back at the 23-yard line. And again to the ground. Found the hole. Mo Lewis, who Bill Parcells told us he will vote for the Pro Bowl, makes the tackle. He had the reps on Thompson.
One of the biggest things Parcells has talked about to us is the blocking in his offensive line. It hasn't been very, very good. But take a look. They run a draw play here. The blocking is excellent. They get excellent blocks downfield. Mike Arthur, the center, and they open up the hole, picked up the 10 yards they lost. And incidentally, the holding penalty was called on Tim Goad, who is not even in the game. He is a defensive tackle. Very difficult for him.
A slow start by Dale Hamer. Is that what you're saying here, Paul?
I think so.
All right, second down and 11. And Ben Coates with his first catch of the day for a first down. That's good for 13. So that is reception number 81 for the big tight end out of tiny Livingstone College.
Well, we know Bledsoe says this is my go-to guy, Ben Coates. But take a look who's covering. You have 2 linebackers really covering on, one on the outside and one on the inside. And when you're covering him with linebackers, you're not going to do a job on him.
Patriots first down at their 45-yard line. What a season for Ben Coates. Last week, team record 12 receptions. Last Sunday night against the Colts. And again on the fake, it's Thompson. He's trying to go wide, but Brian Washington and Aaron Glenn on the scene to force him out of bounds. Leroy Thompson acquired in a deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was Pittsburgh's leading rusher last year, despite the fact that he only started 6 games. Normally a third down specialist, but Bill Parcells has been spelling Marion Butts, who has not really been able to get going.
The one thing about the Patriots, they should run between the tackles. For simple reason, they really don't have the great speed to get outside.
It's a 2nd and 8. Did you say that Parcells is trying to establish a running game? Leroy Thompson picks up the first down.
Now that play was really run inside the tight end. It's a toss, but it's up to the tight end to get the block and then get the running back inside and then bounce to the outside. But when you take a look at the blocking on this, you're looking at Armstrong and Cratch. Here's the blocking. Cratch comes out, and he makes an excellent block right there on the corner. The tight end gets a block, and then the running back there along with him gets a block. And that enables the running back to cut inside and then break it back to the outside.
Paul Thompson picked up another 13 and a first down for New England at the Jet 40. Short set by Bledsoe. Can't find anyone. And I'm not sure if he was trying to throw that away, but Ben Coates had a shot at it, but he was out of bounds, covered by Brian Washington.
Well, he was trying to, I think he was trying to throw the ball away. But he didn't have enough on him because he was backpedaling. And the reason he was backpedaling, because number 66, Donald Evans, I think that's the man that's coming in, is rushing him. Now here he is, watch, he's in a backpedal trying to throw the ball away to the outside. I know he's not trying to throw the ball to Coates, but the ball was almost picked off by Washington.
And James Hasty shaken up on the play. James Hasty has made it back from arthroscopic knee surgery. Started slowly. Pete Carroll telling us the other day that he felt that James was very rusty in the early going, but has certainly picked it up.
You know, and they are looking at his knee.
James had the difficulties earlier in the season coming back slowly from the knee surgery.
We love to fly, and it shows.
He was not involved in the play. Washington was involved in the play with Ben Coates.
All right, as they check out James Hasty, we'll take a break. No score in the early minutes. Paul, I always say when you're doing a barbecue, wear that helmet with the face mask.
Well, you never know when you're going to get hit in the head with a beer can. James Hasty, and you're not going to believe this, folks, but he never gets hit. Here is Hasty right here, and we're going to stop it when they get to about the 70, where it's the 75 years in the NFL. Watch Hasty now on the turn. Right here, we slow down and just watch him here. Watch it's his right leg, and he starts to limp. Now he's way behind the receiver, and then no one hits him, and he just stops and then goes down. And he limped off, and it's his right knee.
We'll pass on a report as soon as it comes across. Marcus Turner, the hero for the Jets 2 weeks ago with 3 interceptions against Minnesota, has come on at the corner for Hasty. Again, the pitch for Thompson. And again, Thompson broke a couple of tackles, a short pickup.
You know what this really does, though? When I'm watching tosses and I'm watching handoffs from Bledsoe and the Patriots. Parcells is calling this stuff, and you can bet on that. It's just you're waiting for the play-action pass now because it just seems to be in a position where they're setting up the Jets for a play-action.
This is a man who loves this time of the year. His teams have had great success in the month of December. That includes the Patriots last season. 3rd down and 7. 3.5 gone by in the first quarter. And Bledsoe but short of the first down, combining with Michael Timpson, who was stopped by Marcus Turner.
Boy, this all starts, as everybody knows, with pass protection. And that time, the offensive line did the job. The pass protection is so good because what they do is they let Bledsoe step up. And in 4th down here in this situation, you don't kick a field goal, you go for it. This is a situation where you're at the 30-yard line. If you go for the field goal, which would be a 48-yard field goal, Marv, and you don't make it, here's where you have to give it back to him at the 38-yard line. Why not go for it?
It's a 4th and 1 at the 30. Britton is split to the right, and Bledsoe picks up the first down. The keeper, Drew Bledsoe, has a first down inside the 30. So coming up, the 8th play of the drive, a drive that opened with the Patriots hit with that holding penalty, a drive that opened with a 1st and 20.
This team is a solid football team, and they're getting better and better as the year goes on. Now, both these teams at 6-6, but you look at the Patriots, one thing that they wanted to establish, and we're seeing it in the first quarter, is the running game, and they're doing it.
And it's been Leroy Thompson who has done it. This time the play action, and the pass thrown off the mark intended for Sam Gash, who was covered by Mo Lewis. Well, the report on James Hasty, he suffered bruised ribs, and they are taking him in for x-ray.
Well, it couldn't happen on that play. He was limping coming out. I guess the ribs make you limp. But, I mean, it just looked like he twisted his knee when he made a turn. But it is ribs. That's strange.
So he's headed back to the locker room. Patriots now with a 2nd down and 10. 5 minutes gone by, first quarter. And the Jets and Patriots are scoreless. Bledsoe changing the play. And then has a first down, combining with Vincent Roseby. Anthony Pryor making the tackle.
Well, what happens is that Bledsoe calls this his first play off because of one thing. Right here is Ronnie Lott. And he sees Lott step up in, so he calls off, and he knows now it's a one-on-one coverage on the outside. That's what he's getting. Stop it here, guys. You're getting the one-on-one coverage right here. Once he sees that, he knows he's got at least close to a first down, or a first down, which they did get.
It is a first down at the Jet 18-yard line. A long drive developing by the Patriots. Nice hold for Thompson. Mo Lewis making the stop, and the run blocking here on this opening drive has been superb by the offensive line.
It has been. They were going to show you on this play here what Ronnie Lott does again. He does the same thing, and here comes Lott. He's out here. Watch it. Coming up right here, and when Bledsoe sees it, they go back this way, away from Lott. Watch, and the hole is open. There's Lott stuck on the outside. They run inside.
2nd down and 4 at the 12. Again the pitch. Thompson, penalty flag down. Thompson gets inside the 10. Ryan Washington up from strong safety to make the tackle, but let's check out the flag.
There are flags on the play.
Legal motion. That'll make it 2nd and 10.
Illegal shift. 2 men moving. 5 yards. Still 2nd down.
This is the least penalized team in the National Football League, the New England Patriots, and they'd like to keep it that way. They've had 2 penalties in this drive alone.
Well, this sets it back to a 2nd down and 9.
Line of
New England
scrimmage
comes in
remains
with 3 straight
17-yard line.
wins.
2nd down, 9.
As you see, New England over the first 12 games, only 54 penalties. 3 straight wins for the Patriots after losing 4 straight wins over Minnesota, San Diego, and Indianapolis. Out of the outside, Sam Gash with a rare carry. Sam Gash in his 3rd year out of Penn State, an excellent blocker. Bill Pickell and Mo Lewis combined.
71, Bill Pickell.
Bill Pickell sat out last week. Activated for today, making it back from an earlier bout with pneumonia. Now Kevin Turner has come on as the fullback for Sam Gash.
3rd down and 7.
With his 13th play of the drive, a drive that has gone the first 7 minutes of the game. It's a 3rd down and 7.
You can believe all the attention is on Coates.
And Bledsoe goes incomplete, intended for Timpson, who was covered by Brian Washington.
Well, he had 2 choices out there. He had Timpson that was open. He also had Turner that was open in the flat. And the ball was thrown just a little bit too far wide.
So a 33-yard field goal attempt coming up from Matt Marv, who accounted for all the Patriots scoring last Sunday night, including the game winner against the Colts. Marv's had an excellent season. And makes it 23 for 28 for Barr, who gives the Patriots a 3-0 lead. Time and a first opportunity for Art Monk to tie Steve Largent for most consecutive games with a reception, gunning for game number 177. We talked with Art yesterday and asked his reaction to all the attention being paid to that mark.
Yeah, I'm satisfied with it. You know, It's not a process that's been staged or something that's been planned out, but it's, like you said, it's being done within the context of the game. It's something that's happening naturally, and it's not, not being force-fed, so that makes it even more enjoyable.
And Paul, that has certainly been the case in recent weeks. Art Monk trying to tie the congressman from Oklahoma, Steve Largent, who said he'd like to be at the Meadowlands next week.
That's a class act, Art Monk.
All right, Anthony Pryor, Aaron Gunner back for the kickoff. The Jets to touch the ball for the very first time. This is Pryor. And he's smothered as he crossed the 30-yard line. So we'll see Art Monk, Boomer Esiason, and the Jet offense when we come back. Foxborough, 66-degree temperature. It's the warmest day in December that the Patriots have ever played a game here in Foxborough. And the Jets start out first down from the 32. Patriots with a 3-0 lead. Richie Anderson in the backfield along with Johnny Johnson. And it's Johnson, who was held in check last week, who had a big game against the Patriots back in week 7, and he is stopped as he tried to make the turn. The offensive line for the Jets last week, pass protection solid most of the way, run blocking a different story. Criswell made his return last week. Esiason, the quarterback, Johnson and Anderson in the backfield. Richie Anderson making his 3rd start of the season. Monk Moore and Thornton for Johnny Mitchell in the starting position. Mitchell will come in, though, as a double tight end. Johnny Mitchell bothered by back spasms right throughout the week. It's a 2nd down and 7. And a handoff to Baxter, who replaced Anderson after that first play. And Vincent Brown made the tackle. A look at the Patriot defensive unit. Pitts, Gold, and Jones up front. This is a very undersized defensive alignment. The linebackers, Willie McGinnis making his 5th start of the season. Brown, Bavaro, and Slade. Reynolds and Hurst are the corners, and Barnett and Guyton are the deep man. Hurst leading the club with 6 interceptions. Rod Smith comes in as the extra defensive back. It's a 3rd down and 6. 3-0 Patriots. 6:25 remaining.
They have 6 defensive backs in the game now.
Esiason's pass was batted down. So it's a quickie series for the Jets. And the Patriots will take over. Ryan Hansen, a one-time New England Patriot, comes on with the Jets punting unit.
We're seeing a flat Jet team right now. That's only the first series of down 3 plays. And this is the problem coming off that huge loss last Sunday against Miami.
Patriots had the ball better than 7 minutes on that first drive. Last week against the Colts, they had the ball nearly 9 minutes on their opening drive. Hansen line drives it. This is Troy Brown on the return. Able to weave his way across the 25-yard line. Hicks on the coverage. 52-yard punt and a 13-yard return. A terrific matchup next week. Cleveland and Dallas next Saturday. NFL Live will kick it off at the special time of 3:30 p.m. Eastern.
I like Cleveland in this ball game because Dallas is going to see a team with a full package, and I mean all kinds of special teams coming at him. Cleveland's got a great chance of winning this game.
Early prognostication here
Yes,
from Paul. Marion Butts, the ball carrier for the first time, stopped by Marvin Washington. We're set for an update. Let's check in with Greg Gumbel. Greg?
All right, Marv, at Cincinnati, an early Steeler touchdown offset by this. Jeff Blake to Carl Pickens 7-yarder. It was set up by a 56-yard Blake to Pickens connection. And with the extra point, the Bengals and the Steelers are now tied 7-7. Less than 5 minutes to play in the first quarter, Marv.
Thank you, Greg. Jeff Blake, the one-time third-string quarterback for the New York Jets. 2nd and 11. And Bledsoe's pass broken up. Intended for Gash, who took a good pop from the rookie corner, Aaron Glenn. So the Jets not able to get anything going here in the first quarter. 3-0 lead on a 33-yard field goal by Barr. 5.5 remaining in this first quarter. The loser of today's game won't be out of the playoff race, but will certainly be facing long odds. And the winner will still be involved in a logjam sweepstakes. prospects probably for a wild card spot. What's riding on the Miami Buffalo game this evening? Bledsoe with the time and threw too far. Double coverage on Ray Crittenden.
Bledsoe's upset with himself because he is the one that threw the ball too high and away. He lost control of the ball. He blames himself for it. He had the time. The offensive line, they're giving him time to throw the football. I mean, that's he's not used to having that much time.
Took a long look, and then it sailed away, so Pat O'Neill will punt from his 11-yard line. Clifford Hicks is back. And a short punt by O'Neill, a guy who usually is able to boom them, and it rolls out of bounds at the 31. It goes down as a 44-yard punt for O'Neill. A reminder tonight, Robin Williams, Jeff Bridges, and Oscar winner Mercedes Ruehl will star in the network television premiere of the holiday comedy, The Fisher King. That's at a special time of 8, 7 Central tonight here on NBC. 5:18 remaining in this opening quarter. Marv Albert with Paul Maguire from Foxborough. Monk and Moore are the wide receivers. First series by the Jets, 3 and out. And it's to the ground for Johnson. You know, the Jets were hoping that Adrian Morrell, who has missed the last 4 games with a sprained knee that was suffered against the Patriots back in Game 7, would make his return because he provides a change of pace out of the backfield, but Morrell is still suffering, and you can see that the Jets have certainly had their problems with the running game.
Well, everybody talks about Boomer Esiason as being a play-action passer, and he does it as well as anyone in the league, in the history of the league and all that thing. But in order to have a play-action passing game, you must have a running game. That's something they don't have.
And it's back to the run for Johnson. Johnny Johnson in that earlier game against the Patriots ran for 122 yards. He has been hit by all kinds of injuries. He returned to the starting lineup following an assortment of ailments, including a hamstring, an ankle, and has not been able to get going. Not having the year that he enjoyed last season, his first as a Jet.
But when you're talking about, now they're looking for a measurement here because of where the ball is marked. The ball has to get almost to the 41-yard line, and the ball is between the 40 and the 41. I don't think that this is a first down. You know, when you talk about the running game, though, Marvin, as Bill Parcells, the head coach of the New England Patriots, points out every time we talk to him and we do a game with him, it starts with the offensive line. They're short. It starts with the offensive line, and I mean, he said a funny thing the other day. We were talking to him. He said, you know, the problem with our running game is we have too many rear ends in the hole. And that means that the guys, instead of firing down straight at the guy and knocking them off the line of scrimmage, they're firing, turning, and their rear ends are sitting in the hole where the guys are trying to run.
Bill has a way of capturing things in a unique fashion.
It's a great picture. You can see it.
It's a third at about a yard. Johnson in motion, and Esiason on the keeper. Penalty flag is called.
You know, Marv, it's... I see this play. Bledsoe had a quarterback sneak, but you have a back in the backfield.
Hands to the face. Number 72 of the defense. 10 yards. First down.
Tim Goad, but don't ever trust when you look down on the field. You trust the defensive player saying it's against them. They don't ever know. But Tim Goad is hands to the face. But when Bledsoe ran the quarterback sneak, he at least had a back in the backfield with him. That time you have your back goes in motion. The only guy really that's going to run the ball is Boomer.
Little deception apparently attempted as Johnny Johnson peeled off to the left side, but the Jets off the penalty pick up the first down at their 46-yard line. Now the short set by Esiason, and he does complete to Art Monk, who has tied Steve Largent. So there's the catch by Monk, tying Steve Largent's NFL record, and he's hearing it from the crowd. 177 consecutive games, catching at least one pass in a game. A streak that began October the 2nd, 1983, when Monk caught 3 passes from a fellow by the name of Joe Theismann against the Los Angeles Raiders.
Well, you see, it looked like they were going to try to run a blitz with Hurst off the corner. Monk was there, and that catch is great. The ball boy has that ball. I'd get that ball.
was a pickup of 7. And on the 2nd and 3, Johnson with a nice cut. Here's the first down and some more. And a flag thrown in the Jet backfield. Myron Guyton, one-time Giant, made the stop, but this will be called back.
This is holding in the backfield. It was right in the middle of the field.
Holding. Number 62 of the offense. 10 yards. Repeat
Roger
second
Duffy,
down.
the guard, that it was right in the middle of the field and out in front.
Well, for the Jets, it has certainly been a roller coaster season. They win their first 2 games. They go 2-0. They lose 3 in a row to drop to 2 up and 3 down. Then they win 2 straight, and they have lost 3 of their last 5. They are now 6 up and 6 down.
It's like an old wooden ruler.
2nd down and 13. And this time Johnson is stacked up. Vincent Brown leading the charge. Brown and the rookie Willie McGinnis making the stop on Johnson.
Willie McGinnis.
But you've got Mike Pitts is sitting at the line of scrimmage, and he forces the play to the outside. There's no place to run inside. James Brown was blocking on him, but Pitts, you know, when you have a defensive lineman that makes the back stop in the backfield and then try to get to the outside, that gives your linebackers time to get there.
2.5 remaining in this first quarter. Patriots 3 and the Jets nothing. 3rd down and 11. Esiason broken up. Maurice Hurst getting in front of the rookie from Wyoming, Ryan Yarborough.
Boy, Maurice Hurst, you talk about playing that corner extremely well. He was sitting in there. Ryan Yarborough was coming across, and all he is doing is watching Boomer Esiason throw the football. Watch Boomer Esiason. He looks back, and when he does that, he telegraphs it. And here comes Hurst back to the inside. Perfect position. He should have made the interception.
So Brian Hansen will punt from his 30-yard line. Troy Brown back at his 10. And a fair catch handled by Troy Brown. 46-yard punt by Hansen. So the Jets not able to get going offensively, but just a moment ago, Art Monk tied Steve Largent's record in terms of career receptions. Monk with 925 coming into today exactly 12,500 yards. It's not an estimate, Paul. That's an accurate figure.
No, when you get to the
Our
records,
stat people are right on the button.
That's right. When you come to the records, you can't guess. You have to be perfect.
So the Patriots start out from just inside their 10-yard line. New England 3 and the Jets nothing. And Leroy Thompson to make the turn. He's pulled out on a short pickup. Brian Washington, the strong safety, making the stop. We were chatting with Brian Washington last night. He was particularly concerned about the tight end, Ben Coates, and he said what Coates does so well is break that first tackle. That's what the Jets are extremely conscious of. He's so difficult to bring down. It's been quiet thus far for Coates because the Patriots have gone to the running game.
That's why you have to have 2 guys on Ben Coates, because if you have one guy on him, more than likely he's going to break the tackle, and then he's got like 15 to 20 more yards of running room.
2nd down and 9. That was a little miscommunication as Thompson and Bledsoe involved in a collision. I don't think that was the idea of that handoff.
No, Bledsoe went back, and Thompson cut off the route short. Came inside and hit Bledsoe. I really believe that Bledsoe's got to start throwing the ball more now. He comes back here like this is supposed to be a draw. Now, Bledsoe, to me, got back too far. And Thompson was sliding across, so he got back too far into the picture. But I think, you know, all right, you tried to run the ball, you got down the field, you got 3 points. Let Bledsoe do what he does well, throw the football.
Down and 5. Unusual mix for the Patriots. 10 rushes, 8 passes in their 18 plays. A diving catch made for the first down by Timpson. Marcus Turner on the cover. Turner playing for the injured James Hasty. That's a pickup of 10.
Let me tell you something. Turner has no chance. Watch how fast this ball gets there. Look at this. I mean, he drills this ball into Timpson's stomach. Turner has perfect position, but can't do a thing about it. We saw Marino do that last week against James Hasty. When they put it there and you have no chance at the ball, you're just stuck.
Second catch of the first quarter for Timpson, who missed the earlier game against the Jets because of a pulled groin. That's the end of one. The Patriots 3, the Jets nothing. Second quarter will get underway in a moment. We've been talking about that earlier meeting back in Week 7 between the Jets and the Patriots. A 24-17 victory for the Jets, who were able to use the safety Bledsoe effectively to rattle through Bledsoe. Bledsoe did throw for 242 yards and a touchdown, but he was sacked 3 times.
Yeah, but when you come off the corner, the one thing that thing is effective, Marv, is because it comes off the blind side.
And defensive coordinator Greg Robinson telling us that he feels Bledsoe has improved in picking up the blitz. Bledsoe off the roll is able to complete to Leroy Thompson, and a fumble. The Jets have recovered. Leroy Thompson coughed it up.
You know, Bledsoe thought about running, then he saw Thompson, and all he was going to do, don't take the hit, get the ball to Thompson, let him carry the ball. He gets it to him, and he fumbles it.
And Jeff Lageman made the recovery.
Here it is. You see Bledsoe getting ready. There's Thompson, 36. So he just pops the ball to him, just a quick one. They come upfield. The ball is out. I mean, that is an excellent call. There's no question about it. Lageman gets on it.
And the Jets have been so effective in forcing turnovers in the takeaway giveaway department. They have now produced 25 takeaways in their last 8 games, including this afternoon. First down at the 31. And Esiason goes to the middle. Esiason for Johnny Johnson. And a Jet first down. Ricky Reynolds, the left corner, made the stop. That's a 16-yard hookup.
Boy, Rob Moore gets an excellent block. He enables Johnny Johnson to pick up another 5 yards. But, you know, when you've got to have things happen. On this play, Boomer Esiason hits Johnson coming out of the backfield. And watch on the left-hand side of your screen, you're going to see Rob Moore come up, boom, makes a, it's Johnny Mitchell making a block. And Rob Moore had another block downfield on the other side.
And a first down at the 15-yard line. Back to the ground for Johnson. And he is submarined at the line by the free safety Myron Guyton. The Jets accounted for only 23 total yards in the first quarter, and they just picked up 16 a moment ago on that pass play to Johnny Johnson. Patriots owned the football in the first quarter. We have received word on James Hasty, who went down with bruised ribs in the first quarter. X-rays negative, and he will return as a nickelback later on. That is good news for the Jets. Second and 10. At the 15, it's Mitchell in motion. Esiason to the end zone. Touchdown. Art Monk with his third touchdown reception of the season.
Boy, that thing was really, set up beautifully. Thompson is the guy they're consoling on the bench because he's the guy to cough the ball up. But Boomer, there they are, consoling him over there. Too late. Already coughed the ball up. But Boomer Esiason that time.
You're a tough guy.
Well, you know, that's why they've only paid to hold on to the ball.
A lot of compassion here. Too late.
It's too late. But Boomer Esiason, great fake, pump fake, and then hits Art Monk. That's perfect.
The Jets with a 6-3 lead, and Nick Lowry will attempt the extra point with a minute and a half gone by in the second quarter. It was the fumble by Leroy Thompson, giving the Jets the ball in excellent field position, and they are able to capitalize. It's the Jets 7 and the Patriots 3. We'll be back in Foxborough in a moment. Well, a little pressure on that man, Leroy Thompson, who is back as a return man, along with Ray Crittenden for the kickoff. Thompson with the fumble that gave the ball back to the Jets, and the Jets able to take advantage, capped off by the 15-yard touchdown pass from Esiason to the veteran Art Monk, who tomorrow will celebrate his 37th birthday.
He is going to play for quite a while. He has no intentions of quitting.
We did pose that question last night. He said at least another year. At least. And he's played well. He's been a valuable guy. It has not only been a matter of adding to that streak to catch Steve Largent. He had an excellent day last week against the Dolphins. And the kick is handled by Thompson, and he muffed it. Thompson nearly coughed it up. A shaky moment for Leroy Thompson.
I know it's nice to put the guy back in after a fumble, but, in a situation like this, you've got to give him a little rest now. Just say, wait a minute. Your concentration is not there. That is lack of concentration.
And now the question is, how does Bill Parcells handle Leroy Thompson in terms of from scrimmage? Do you trust the guy? Because he is obviously rattled.
He is rattled, but, you're going to have to put him back in the game. He is out of the game as we speak, but you're going to have to put him back in. Look at this. He takes his eye off the ball when it comes down. But the heads-up play is not to go try to pick it up now. Just dive on it and save the ball.
Marion Butts in the backfield on this series, and he gets the call. Butts refusing to go down. That's the Marion Butts from the days of the San Diego Chargers. Logging in. And Brian Washington made the stop.
All right, I'll tell you what makes this whole play for the touchdown. This guy right here, hold on a second. This guy, that's Johnny Mitchell going in motion. But watch what happens to the whole defensive secondary. All right, hold it right here, guys. These guys are all moving in this direction, going over here to Moore. And over here is Maurice Hurst, single on Art Monk, touchdown. Finds the single coverage, easy.
Butts picked up 6, second down and 4. The pitch to Butts could not make the turn. Jets handled that well, led by Mo Lewis. Let's check in once again with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Marv, a follow-up on Seahawks running back Chris Warren. Jim Gray tells us that Warren will play for the Seahawks despite the 2 cracked ribs he suffered in an auto accident 3 days ago. Seattle plays Indianapolis in a late game today. Let's go back to Foxborough.
Thank you, Greg. Jets 7. New England Patriots 3. We're early in the second quarter. And it's a 3rd down and 5 for the Patriots. Bledsoe got the time and completes at the marker to Ben Coates. That is his second catch of the day. Jones and Lewis combined to make the tackle, and the Patriots do collect the first down.
This is the thing we were talking about, Marv. You've got 2 guys on Coates, but they're linebackers. They're linebackers. Here comes Coates. Boom, he gets hit by Jones here, and then Lewis is on the other side. But those are 2 linebackers covering that tight end. He's too good.
A first down at the 25-yard line. Rifle thrown by Bledsoe. Bang, bang play for Brisby, who was tackled by Lott, and another New England first down.
Boy, are you right. This thing got there in a heartbeat. When you take a look at Brisby comes in, this is regular speed. Look at that ball comes in. Now there's Lott just diving in. Concussions don't mean a thing to Lott. He's going to give you one.
Ronnie Lott last week played with a pinched nerve. Played well, also had suffered a mild concussion the week before. First down at the 37-yard line. This is Leroy Thompson. Bill Parcells showing that he has not lost the confidence, and Thompson with a good run, accelerating, stopped by Brian Washington.
Did you see what Thompson did? Both hands on the ball. He had that thing wrapped up. You couldn't even see the ball in there. As soon as he catches it, he's got it all wrapped up. Here's the handoff. Watch his hands, both of them, on the ball. Makes a cut, and as soon as he gets hit, those hands come up and just protect the football.
He went for 7. It's a second down and 3. Bledsoe looking that way, changed his mind, in trouble, throws on the wall. Play by Bledsoe, able to complete. Simpson made the catch, covered by Turner, and it's good for 18.
You know what? This is so pretty because, first of all, he has the time and he steps up. But Bledsoe follows Timpson all the way. Watch Bledsoe. Remember he signaled him before the play started? He's watching him. He's watching him. He can't get him now. He's covered. He's watching him. Now he steps up, and now Timpson finally breaks through, and he gets the ball to him. Here he goes down, and Timpson all the way across the field gets open. Turner can't stay with him. What a heads-up play.
Paul, a beautiful block by Leroy Thompson. just went back to the sideline, replaced by Marion Butts. Patriots with a good-looking drive. First down at the Jet, 36-yard line. Here's Butts. Well, Marion Butts goes for 5. Drew Bledsoe. The Patriots' all-time single-season yardage leader. First 6 games, just under 57% completion average, 13 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. It's gone the other way, though, the last 6 with the 11 interceptions.
Percentage goes up, but that's only a stat. But that's the touchdowns and interceptions, which you're looking at, and they're going way down.
8 for 13 here, first half. And again to the run for Butts. Marvin Washington, Mo Lewis combined to make the stop, and it brings up a 3rd down and 5. Butts stopped at the line of scrimmage.
You know, when you look at a guy like Bledsoe, he does have the arm, and sometimes he is too confident in his arm. He can get it where he, thinks he can do it. And defensive guys are so much faster now. But in this drive here, I don't like the fact that you run 2 plays and then have to depend on him to get the first down and 3rd down. But this is actually 4-down territory anyway.
It's a 3rd and 5. On the handoff, Thompson picks up the first down, and here's it from the crowd. Donald Evans on the stop. So Leroy Thompson being worked back into it after the fumble that led to the Jet touchdown, and then he muffed a kickoff on the next play and was able to cover up. And the hand is for Leroy Thompson. That's a hand of encouragement.
Well, and that is really nice. You don't see that many times. And here's a guy that struggled. He fumbled twice. One they lost, one he got back. But to get a hand and a standing ovation by the crowd just for picking up a first down, that'll help him.
10th play of the drive for the Patriots. First down at the Jet. 25, you saw the movement. The right tackle, Pat Harlow, involved from the New England side. Here's Dale Hamer.
Prior to the snap, number 77 in the offense.
And that is Harlow.
5 yards. Still first down.
Marv, when you see something like this happen, and you see Turner going in motion, it's like Bledsoe stops the count. See Turner, look at him on the top side. He's waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. It's almost like he's going to audibilize and then slows down the count, and these guys are anticipating a count, and it's not there.
It is now a 1st and 15 back at the 30. And a passing down for Bledsoe. That was deflected, intended for the tight end, John Burke.
It was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Looked to be Kurt Bauber got a piece of it.
Bledsoe, the one thing, when he has to get the ball in a hurry, he can do that. And he's starting to develop touch. And that comes with what he told us the first time we did a game here. And he said, the game is now slowing down for me, which means that he's starting to be able to read the defenses better.
And to this point, the Jets have blitzed on only 2 occasions. 2nd and 15. Bledsoe off the punt. That was really intercepted. Ronnie Lott with the coverage, but Vincent Brisby somehow made the catch just short of the first down.
Boy, I'll tell you, Brisby, you talk about a great catch because Ronnie Lott times this thing perfectly. When we get down there, I'm going to have you hold it for a second when we get there. Right about now, hold it. This guy coming in on this side is Ronnie Lott. Watch the hit on Brisby. Bang, bang. And that is a super catch.
It's a 3rd down and 1. Brisby missed most of the earlier meeting against the Jets. He was hurt early. Timpson missed the entire game because of a pulled muscle. Lewis and Washington, Brian Washington, making the stop, and this is a good-looking drive by the Patriots, a drive that began back at their 12-yard line following the Leroy Thompson fumble.
This is a solid drive. And you know what this drive is showing us, Marv? That this team has confidence. All right, they went up 3-0, then they went down 7-3, and they took the ball deep in their own territory, and they've moved the ball to about the 12-yard line. This team is put together one solid drive.
87, the tight end Coates in motion. Bledsoe checking him out in the end zone, then goes over the middle. Penalty flag is down as Butts on the reception was hit down on the low tackle by Marvin Jones.
There are flags in the play.
Holding Number 85 of the offense. 10 yards. Still first down.
And that is the backup tight end, a native of New Jersey, incidentally. John Burke, rookie from Virginia Tech, called for the Patriots' 5th penalty of this first half. Now look at this today, and as we mentioned earlier, New England comes in as the least penalized team in the NFL.
That's what happens when you say that. You know what's important about the least is they come in with 54. The average is 79. I mean, that tells you how disciplined this team is.
1st and 20. Short range pop for Butts. Marvin Jones made the tackle. Everyone else covered. And Bledsoe decided to go to Marion Butts. Marion Butts slowed by a knee problem. Had knee surgery in preseason. When he's right, he is a punishing runner. Rarely fumbles. Acquired from the San Diego Chargers, always a favorite of Bill Parcells. Butts had spent 5 years with San Diego, and he was their second all-time leading rusher behind Paul Lowe. 14th play of the drive. 2nd and 15. Bledsoe for the end zone. Vincent Brisby was wide open.
Marv, that's what you call dissecting a defense. I mean, they did it in every fashion. The running plays, the pass plays, the short pass plays. There weren't very many long ones. And that time, Brisby made a great catch a little while ago, beats Ronnie Lott and Turner in the corner.
And Matt Barr adds the extra point. Long drive. It went 8 minutes and 46 seconds. It's a beautiful 66-degree day in the New England area. Marv Albert with Paul Maguire. We just saw a 14-play, 88-yard drive that consumed 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Paul, in terms of total plays, New England is at 37 and the Jets 13, a dramatic difference. Here's the kick return by Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn across the 25 and runs it out of bounds. Run out by Rod Smith, and that is a 24-yard return. We'll be right back.
His 34-yard.
Spending far too much time with you over the years. I know how you feel about the stat of time of possession, but it is quite a difference in the way the Patriots have handled the ball as opposed to the Jets.
It's what you do with the time.
And they have certainly done with it here. 190 yards to 54. Patriots with a 10-7 lead and a first down for the Jets from their 34-yard line. Esiason able to whip it right through, completing to Rob Moore. Ricky Reynolds made the stop, and for Moore, his first catch.
All right, here's Brisby here. Now watch what happens. We're going to stop it in a second. Turner releases him to Ronnie Lott. Now here's the post pattern. Stop. When he does this, Ronnie Lott is frozen over in this position over here. When he makes his turn, Lott can't make up the difference. The pass is perfectly thrown. It's touchdown. No chance.
And for Brisby, his 3rd touchdown of the season. Jets have a 2nd down and 1 at the 44-yard line. Johnny Johnson is stopped behind the line. Chris Slade making the stop on Johnson. That's the outside linebacker in his 2nd year out of Virginia. Chris Slade showing the quickness.
Here's Slade. Now, when you have the tight end trying to block and he's grabbing, still can't make the play, then you know you have a major problem. That was Thornton, the tight end who was in motion trying to block Slade, couldn't do it, and Slade stops him.
3rd down, less than a yard. Johnny Johnson struggling once again, only 14 yards on 6 carries. Time remaining, first half. We come up on 3 minutes. And again, the Patriots stop Johnson. Two key defensive plays, reminiscent of what we saw from the rookie Tim Bowens last week against the Jets, and the Jets have been just awful in 3rd and 1 situation.
No, there's no deception, though, Marv. Boomer Esiason takes the ball in a direct handoff. to Johnny Johnson. And it all starts again. There's no blocking up front.
So the punting unit comes on. Brian Hansen back behind his 30-yard line. Will punt for the third time. Troy Brown is back. And a good punt by Hansen. There's Brown. And excellent coverage by the Jets, led by Anthony Pryor. 49-yard punt. We'll be back in a moment. Calling tight end Ben Coates Ditka. Just Ditka as a nickname for Hall of Fame tight end Mike Ditka, always a favorite of Bill Parcells. Coates said he didn't like the nickname, but Parcells said, Leroy Thompson getting the call as Patriots start out from their 8-yard line. It's 2:15 remaining in this first half. It's New England with a 10-7 lead on the Jets.
You know what I love about Parcells? You know, we talked to him on Friday, and then the players come in afterwards. And whoever it is, the player comes in, he'll sit down. And if the guy's ever made a mistake this season, he'll say, remember that missed tackle you made when you're talking to these guys. Loves to dig him.
Not shy about applying the needle. The Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report. Greg Gumbel with Mike Ditka and Joe Gibbs as they run down a full review of the AFC playoff picture. Bledsoe in trouble on the roll, looking deep and firing. And it's broken up. The pass intended for Ray Crittenden. Marcus Turner able to make the contact.
You want to know how important Coates is to the defense of the New York Jets? And Bledsoe reads it because he's trying to get the ball to Coates coming across the field. But watch this, folks. Here's Coates right here. Watch what happens. When he comes across the field, look who picks him up. All right, hold it right there. Here, here, and here. 3 guys have Coates, this guy. Watch this. Bledsoe can't get the ball to him. That's who he's trying to. Can't throw to a guy when there's 3 of them, you know what I'm saying?
Paul, I follow you. It was a clinic to me. It's a 3rd down and 8. Bledsoe completes a diving catch by Brisbane. Aaron Glenn on the coverage. It's been a hot combination between Drew Bledsoe and Vincent Brisbane, and they move the chains. A first down is picked up.
Well, you know, you have 3 timeouts with 1 minute 30 seconds. Take one now on a long play. You have plenty of time. You're wasting too much time at the line of scrimmage. You should take a timeout.
James Hasty has returned, went out earlier with bruised ribs. Bledsoe on first down, combining with Michael Timpson. Glenn Cardrez on the stop. That'll be just shy of a first down. Timeout taken. We'll be right back. So New England has 2 timeouts remaining. They have 1 minute and 10 to work with. They lead the Jets 10-7, and it's a 2nd down and 1 for Bledsoe at his 30-yard line. And Bledsoe looking to throw, and it's batted down.
Marvin Washington.
Marvin Washington, who played some basketball at Idaho, that time coming up with a football-type rejection. Marvin has made it back from a hyperextended knee injury, although you get the feeling that injury has affected his play throughout the season.
In this situation here, Marv, what Bledsoe has to do is a running play, get the first down, and take a quick timeout. He still has 2. And he saves 1 for the field goal if they get in range. There it is.
And there's the keeper for the first down. And the clock is running. We're down to 55 seconds. And Bledsoe, that is a real spike ball. It should be pointed out. That was not an attempt at all to go to the chicanery of Dan Marino and the Dolphins.
Well, I don't think that the Jets will ever be fooled again by that. But see, that play there, you waste it down. That's number 1. You throw the ball down and stop the clock, but it took him about 10 seconds to do that, where as soon as he runs the quarterback sneak, take the quick timeout, you still have 1 left, and you still would have 4 downs.
Brisbane flanked to the left, and Timpson in the slot. 2nd down and 10 at the 31. Bledsoe intercepted, intended for Coates, intercepted by Hasty. So James Hasty, who was sidelined for a good portion of this first half after suffering the bruised rib injury early, makes his return and comes up with his 4th interception of the season.
Here's what I was talking about. The one drawback about Bledsoe, sometimes he tries to force it. He is trying to force that ball into Ben Coates. Hasty was not covering Ben Coates on that play. He was covering Timpson. But the ball was overthrown because the linebacker, Bobby Houston, was there, and he forced him to throw the ball high. He tried to get the ball where he shouldn't have.
And that is interception number 22 on the season for Bledsoe. Esiason able to complete to Moore, stopped by Rod Smith. Jets take a timeout. They stop the clock with 32 seconds remaining in this first half. So the Jets and the Patriots each have 2 timeouts remaining. And when we resume, it'll be second down for the Jets at the New England 39-yard line.
You see that? And that was an excellent pass by Boomer Esiason, because, you know, you don't have to get a whole lot. You have plenty of time on the clock, 32 seconds. And at that point in time, he had 3 timeouts, and he knew it. He picks up 6. Now, what they really want to do is, they would love, obviously, love to score 7, but they get this game at a tie at halftime. He needs one more first down to get into that position.
Jets have not had the ball very much in this first half. In fact, the stat line on Esiason, only 7 pass attempts, 5 for 7, 52 yards and 1 touchdown. The Patriots in that earlier game did a terrific job against Boomer Esiason. They sacked him 6 times. They held the Jets to only 70 net yards passing.
All right, here's your lesson for the day. Now, this tells you about time of possession, where it doesn't mean anything about time. It's what you do with the time. They've had the ball not many minutes in this first half, and they may be able to tie it up or go ahead.
Second down and 4. And Esiason goes complete. Intended for Yarborough, who was covered by Smith.
See, Boomer Esiason knows that all he has to do is get the ball to about, I was watching Lowry kick, to about the 30-yard line. It would be about a 48-yard field goal, but Lowry was hitting 48 yards before the game. He's the one that tells the coach where they need to be. He says, I can make it from there, and they try to get there.
Third down and 4 at the New England 39 with 29 seconds remaining in the half. Esiason able to side on it and has a first down, a diving catch by the tight end Johnny Mitchell, and an immediate timeout taken by the Jets. So the Jets are down to 1 timeout left, 23 seconds in the half. And they have a first down at the Patriot 34-yard line.
Boomer Esiason, he saw Johnny Mitchell. As soon as he goes down, he had some running room, but Johnny Mitchell slips. But as soon as he sees him go down, he calls timeout right away. He'll turn to the referee. Boomer Esiason, smart, heads up, throws, sees the catch. See, Mitchell is down, time. He is down, I can call time.
Johnny Mitchell, a guy who was extremely vocal earlier in the week concerning the Jets blowing that big lead to the Dolphins. He criticized the team for what he described as a lack of mental toughness. We did not keep our poise. We did not keep control. We played great football for 50 minutes. Wasn't good enough because we only played 50 minutes. He also said we're afraid to lose, and we lose every time in that type situation. And his comments not necessarily appreciated by his teammates. In talking to some of the Jet players privately, Paul, they say the statements were not far off, at least some of them, but it came from the wrong guy, not a team leader. First down at the 33.
Tough, you tell me I'm tough, and Thompson, you're tough.
Just reporting.
Okay, let's see. Well, Rob Moore, he hasn't even been effective in this ball game. He hasn't caught a pass.
On Esiason. That is incomplete, and that was intended for Rob Moore, who was not able to make the catch.
He has one catch. I'm sorry, but now with that throw there and that miscatch, now we know why he's not throwing over there. Here it is, Moore there. He's open, but in all defense to Rob Moore, he is looking directly into the sun. You can tell by the shadows, and very hard to see the ball over there. You've got to concentrate, Boomer Esiason, on throwing. Exactly, he's looking right there, coming straight across the field. He's got to look at throwing the ball to his left, and he's left-handed, so that should be easy for him.
Now to 18 seconds, 2nd and 10. Esiason just threw it away. In a crowd, the pressure was coming, had nowhere to go.
Well, you know, this looks like this would be a 52-yard field goal. And Nick Lowry, I don't think you can get loose enough. I mean, you can run all you want, but I don't think you can hit it 52.
Nick Lowry, as most people would not recall, is a one-time New England Patriot. Played for the Patriots back in '78, appeared in only 2 games, and was 0 for 1. That's my trivia for the day, Paul. Esiason completing. Rob Moore on the catch, and the timeout is taken with 9 seconds remaining, so the Jets use their final timeout. And now Lowry will come out attempting to tie the game.
It'll be a 45-yarder, and I think Boomer Esiason got him in a position to tie this football game. He didn't do anything crazy. That the pass before where he threw it away, threw it out of bounds because he had everyone covered. He had no place to go. Enables Lowry with a chance of making this thing. It'll be 46 from where Lowry is going to be. So he's going to be back about 8 yards from where the ball is. He makes 5 steps when he comes back. You know that? Once he gets set, he goes back 4 steps, 4 paces from the ball, and then he makes 5 steps to his left.
Nick Lowry's had a solid season, 15 of 18. He's hit his last 8. 38 years old, one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history. So this will be a 46-yard attempt. The holder is Ryan Hansen with 9 seconds left in the half.
There it is.
Lowry looking to tie the game at 10.
He hit it.
And he does. A 46-yard field goal by Lowry. So the interception picked off by James Hasty, intercepting Drew Bledsoe, leading to the 3 points by Lowry, and the game is tied at 10 with still 4 seconds remaining in the half.
Do you not even believe time of possession isn't all that important? You do. Tell me you do.
You were waiting to drive it home. No question.
It's just what you do with the time. That's all. It's good to see Hasty back.
Paul, none of us disagree with you. We'd just like to see you develop the theory that you keep whipping down our throats every week. Bill Parcells, one who is always on the subject of repetition, trying to drum to his players the fact that you can't make mistakes. And the turnovers have hurt. Leroy Thompson with a fumble. Drew Bledsoe with that interception, giving the Jets the opportunities.
You know, that's the one thing when you talk to Bill Parcells, and he really, folks, he does not pull any punches about anybody or anything, and the players respect him for it. But, you know, he just says that this young man is in a learning stage, and this is a young man. Every time he goes on that field, he's learning something. And the one thing he's got to learn, which I think is most important, that he's got a great arm, there's no question about it, but you've got to be smart when you're throwing the football.
And New England is second in the NFL in most turnovers. They put it on the ground. It's covered up right around the 40-yard line as time runs out in this first half. So halftime in Foxborough. And the Jets and the Patriots are tied at 10. Matt Barr with a 33-yard field goal to get the scoring off. And then Boomer for Monk for a touchdown. Bledsoe to Brisby, and then Lowry on a 46-yard field goal to tie the game. Right now, let's go to Greg Gumbel at our studios in New York. Marv Albert with Paul Maguire. The Jets and the Patriots are tied at 10. And Paul, the Patriots have the football for nearly 21 minutes of the first half. And as you have so subtly pointed out on a number of occasions, it's not how long you have the ball, it's what you do with it. And the 2 turnovers really
hurt the Patriots.
Yeah, Leroy Thompson on a fumble that ends up in a touchdown for the Jets, and then, of course, Bledsoe throwing an interception late in the first half. Here's a little dump pass to Leroy Thompson. He fumbles here. Boomer Esiason throws to Art Monk for a touchdown, and then Bledsoe goes back and tries to force it, Marv, and it's intercepted, and they're unable to tie the game at half before the half was over. So.
And a look at the Coors Light halftime statistics as it is kicked off with a combination of Pryor and Glenn. And it's coughed up by the Jets.
They got it back.
About his 30-yard line.
And it's covered up. Anthony Pryor on the return.
Larry Wiggo in on the tackle.
And the Jets able to cover up. A check of the halftime statistics. You see the time of possession, just under 21 minutes. For the Patriots, the Jets shade over 9 minutes. Only 5 first downs for the Jets, 13 for the Patriots.
We had 213 yards to 79, and the game is tied.
So the Jets from the 30-yard line on the play action. We've seen very little of the play fake, and it works because it's completed to the tight end, Johnny Mitchell. It's good for 15. The free safety, Myron Guyton, made the stop.
You know, one of the things in the first half, no sacks at all for either team. Actually, the quarterbacks weren't even hurried. I mean, they stepped up a few times. They avoided some people, but really were never in the threat of being sacked.
Boomer Esiason only 8 of 13. I say only 13 passes attempted. First down at the 45-yard line. And Johnny Johnson, who has not been able to run effectively, gets to midfield, met by the right defensive end, Mike Jones. 8 carries, 19 yards for Johnson. He picked up 6 on the play. It leads to a second down and 4. Coming into today, the Jets at 6-6. The Patriots at 6-6. With 4 games left, 12 of the 14 teams in the AFC still have a chance to make the playoffs. 8 of them are either 7-5, 6-6, or 5-7. Again, it's Johnson. He is stopped back behind the line. Vincent Brown and Willie McGinnis combining to make the tackle.
Yeah, Willie McGinnis is the guy that makes the play, and Johnny Johnson goes down. Here he is up here at the top of the play. Well, watch what he does. When he comes across, when he hits Johnny Johnson, he breaks through and hits him here. Johnny Johnson, watch his knee go down. And that's where the official marked it, right there. He was already down. Nice play.
It's a third down and 5. First round draft pick. Willie McGinnis making his 5th start of the season today. Esiason has to go short range to Brad Baxter. And Baxter pulls his way for a first down. Maurice Hurst finally got him down. The Patriots thought they'd stop him shy of the marker, but they could not.
Well, Johnny Mitchell gets a block, but it's actually a hold. You see number 21, Ricky Reynolds, running around over there. Watch what happens to him. Watch Johnny Mitchell. He's got him right by the waist and pulls him down. But Brad Baxter keeps his feet, gets the first down. Good play, solid play.
And a first down at the New England 45-yard line. Audible to the call by Boomer Esiason. And again, it's Johnson. And he is met by Chris Slade. The Jets are averaging on the ground 1.9 yards per carry. That is not a good stat.
No, and the funny part about it is Johnny Johnson started out this year doing very well and just almost came to a screeching halt. He has not been able to do very well in at least the last 5 games.
Well, he has been, as we mentioned earlier, banged up. He's had assorted injuries, and it has obviously taken its toll. Richie Anderson now checks into the backfield for the second down. Esiason. played, a diving attempt made. Looked like he was going to go deep and then changed his mind. He went for Mitchell on the sideline.
There was excellent coverage in the secondary, and then he found Mitchell. He was covered one-on-one by Vincent Brown following him across the field. It would have been the obvious target. He just threw the ball wide.
Johnny Mitchell missed a couple of days of practice this week because of a back problem. He's been hot. 2 weeks ago, Minnesota, career high 11 catches. Last Sunday, caught a couple of touchdown passes, 5 receptions in all. 3rd down and 8. Quick pitch completed to Mitchell, but he stopped short of the 1st down. A dump-off pass by Esiason, and Hurst.
They're going to go for it.
Made the stop, a couple of yards short of a 1st down, but the Jets will, as you can see, will go for it.
Yeah, you're in that gray zone, I guess they call it now, between the 30 and the 40-yard line, Marv, where you're in 4-down territory. Because let me just repeat the rule. Anything outside the 20, if they kick a field goal, which would be 8 yards back, so the ball would be about the 44. If they miss it, that's where the Patriots would get it. If they go for it and don't make it, they'll get it at about the 36.
It's a 4th and 2. And they pick it up. Mitchell, who has been the main target on this drive, stopped by Harlan Barnett. 4th catch of the day for Johnny Mitchell.
You know, it's really strange to see Boomer Esiason throwing it in. We've got an injured player on the field, a New England player. But look, they're going back into the sun, and he throws that ball to Mitchell. It's very difficult for these guys to see the ball. You see the shadows on him. It's behind them. That means the sun is directly in their face. And Boomer's trying to keep away from throwing the ball over to his right because of it. Pete Carroll sees it. He likes what he sees. 1st down.
And the injured Patriot player is the nose tackle, Tim Gold, a man who has said that you have to be a little nuts to play nose tackle, a very difficult position.
77 of your game book.
Welcome back to Foxborough as you see the Patriots nose tackle Tim Gold being helped off the field. And we'll check out the last play where Gold was injured.
He's right here where you see Boomer. He's right over the center. That's the nose tackle position. And we'll just follow Gold. He's 72. He comes in.
Fans, remember, you risk your life and the lives of others when you drink and drive.
Oh, no, his ankle, his left ankle just went out totally. If you look at his left leg, well, it's hard to see right now. Here's Gold here, but his left leg just pops out right there, and he goes down.
We'll pass on a report as soon as it comes to the booth. Ray Agnew has replaced Tim Gold. The Jets with their longest drive of the day. It's the 9th play of the drive. 1st down at the 29. And this is Richie Anderson. Richie Anderson breaking tackles. Richie Anderson runs it in. 29 yards. Run by Anderson, but a flag has been thrown.
He just runs right through Harlan Barnett.
Illegal block. Number 81 of the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
It'll still be a 1st down. That's Art Monk. But Harlan Barnett, I mean, this play is set up for the strong safety to come up and make the tackle. And Richie Anderson just runs right through him.
Line of scrimmage will be the Patriots.
Here's Art Monk over here. Now, this is where they're going to call the illegal block. And that is pushing from behind on number 21, Ricky Reynolds. The poor Richie Anderson, I mean, he just ran right through Harlan Barnett.
A gorgeous run by Anderson on his first carry of the day. And it's a 1st down at the 15-yard line. Here's Baxter. And he is stopped in his tracks by Ray Agnew, the man who came on for Tim Gold. Ray Agnew, in his 5th season from North Carolina State, has been on the disappointing side. Remember, he was a #1 draft pick back in 1990.
And he really has not come on to the satisfaction of the coaching staff, and that's why he is the backup.
2nd down and 9. Putting the stop on Baxter. 11th play of the drive. 6 minutes down by 3rd quarter. The game is tied at 10. Esiason. And it is broken up. Penalty flag is down. Mitchell felt he was interfered with by Vincent Brown.
Pass interference. Number 59 of the defense. First down at the spot of the foul.
And that was the inside linebacker, Vincent Brown, called for pass interference.
Marv, Boomer Esiason's got Johnny Johnson in motion, comes out of the backfield, and no one covers him. Johnny Johnson, number 39, is this guy right here. And when he comes out, he's going to go down the sidelines. And just watch what happens in here. Nobody covers him.
From the 8-yard line.
No? He's there. The ball is thrown. But all they had to do is lead him into the corner, and he's got touchdown.
It is a 1st and goal at the 8. Penalties killing the Patriots. Play action. Esiason off the roll. And then throwing for the end zone. It is the Patriots think it's incomplete. They feel that Thornton scooped it up, and that is the call. It's reminiscent of the play in the Miami game last week because it was underthrown for Thornton. Even had he caught it, he would have been short of the goal line.
But it was in 1st down. That time last week was on 4th down. The referee is the man that comes up, and Dale Hamer comes up and makes the play on this thing because he's from the backside. That's the official. But he's the guy that comes up. Now here's Thornton.
2nd and goal. From the
ball on the ground. The ball's underneath.
2nd and goal at the 8. Esiason throwing. That was too high for Mitchell, who was covered by Guyton.
You know, the strange thing about this drive, too, is that the Jets were running the ball fairly well in this drive. And they've gotten down here, and what's Boomer's throwing the ball 4 or 5 straight times.
And this a drive that is over 6 minutes. 13th play coming up. 3rd and goal at the 8. Esiason's pass deflected.
Ray Agnew, I think, number 92, knocked the ball down again. I mean, that's the 2nd time he's knocked the ball down in this game. He's trying to prove a point that he should be playing. Now, this guy blocks this ball. Boomer Esiason is trying to throw it out to his right. But here is the nose tackle. Hold on, he's right in here. Agnew, he comes off the center this way and gets in Boomer's face and knocks the ball down. Watch him get the big paw up. Bam. That's the best defense you've got.
So a 26-yard attempt for Nick Lowry, who hit from 46 at the end of the 1st half. And Lowry has given the Jets a 13-10 lead, 8:43 to go in the 3rd.
Patriots 10.
Head coach Pete Carroll in a discussion with his quarterback Boomer Esiason. The Jets, by virtue of the 26-yard field goal by Nick Lowry, taking a 13-10 lead on the Patriots. People were wondering how the Jets would react off the stigma of a crushing defeat last week to the Miami Dolphins. Well, they have reacted well.
They're responding very well.
And they are leading the Patriots 13-10 as Lowry gets set to kick it off to the combination of Thompson and Clinton. And kickoff returns not a strong point in the Patriot arsenal this season. Only Miami worse in the kick return game. Leroy Thompson finding the hole. Leroy Thompson brought down from behind, reaching out to the 44. Marcus Turner finally made the stop. Beautiful return for 30 yards.
Thompson on his 30-yard return, but that's nice when you get some blocking, but this is going to be the best field position in the start of a drive for the Patriots in this ball game. And Leroy Thompson gets it out to the 44-yard line. Excellent run.
8.5 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Jets with a 13-10 lead on the Patriots. Play action. Bledsoe completing. Kevin Turner out of the backfield has a first down. Mo Lewis on the tackle. Kevin Turner, in his third year out of Alabama, has been a key pass receiver for Turner. His first catch and his 47th for the season.
And this is where Bledsoe has to be patient. Just take what they give you. You know, Turner was involved in one of those turnovers. And when you look at the stats of the Patriots, Marv, when they have more than 2 turnovers, they lose. They've lost all 6 games with 3 or more.
It's a first down at the 45-yard line. And Bledsoe floats it out for another Turner catch and another first down. Bobby Houston on the tackle. So Bledsoe first going to the far sideline and now tries the near side.
Be very patient. That's all he has to do. And what he's doing, he's got one-on-one coverage. Turner is this guy coming up, the up back here, and he's going to have Bobby Houston cover him, who's a linebacker, and that's a tough job. But Bledsoe, he'll go back and he'll look around. Nothing open? All right, let me throw it out here. Here's Turner on the linebacker. Another first down.
And a first down at the Jet 34-yard line. The pitch for Thompson. And Thompson reaching to the 30-yard line. Looked to be some confusion. Mo Lewis made the stop.
Oh, my. Yes. You want to see Ronnie Lott? I mean, this is funny. That's why I was laughing. I mean, you want to talk about getting nailed. Ronnie Lott is trying to time this blitz perfectly. He does that, except for one thing. The offensive line read it. Hold it. Here we come. Speed it up just... here's Ronnie Lott right here. Watch what happens to him at the end of it. He's just on his back. Knock Ronnie Lott flat.
Well, we are logging Jet blitz attempts. That is only the 4th blitz put on by the Jets this afternoon. Second down and 6. Bledsoe is taken down for the first time. It's Donald Evans and Bobby Houston combining. So Evans will get credit for a partial sack. His first of the season. His first half sack of the season, I'd say.
First half sack,
yes.
Yeah. Because this is a dual sack of Evans and Houston, 66 and 55. Both sides, they come in. Evans is there first. Houston is there. And there's the takedown. It's the first sack of this ball game.
In the earlier meeting, Esiason hauled down 6 times. Bledsoe sacked 3 times. Sets it back to a third down. And 13. And Bledsoe completes. What a catch by Vincent Brisby, who was entangled with Ronnie Lott. It is short of a first down, though.
They had a corner blitz on that time on Bledsoe, but it was coming to his left. And that is still the backside. But the thing that helped is he had the pass thrown to his left side, so he's actually looking at it. They picked up the blitz very well. Bledsoe had a chance to get the ball to Brisby.
It's a 4th down and about 8. And Pat O'Neill, who will occasionally be used for long-range field goals, missed earlier this year from 47. Now it's a fake, it's a punt. They lined up as if he were going to attempt a field goal, and it turns out to be a terrific play because it is down by Todd Rucci. Well, the Patriots pulling off the successful fake punt.
Makes this kick here. What a great play by Todd Rucci, number 71, just to keep himself out of the end zone. Remember, O'Neill had kicked a field goal long. Here comes Rucci, 71, coming down. Ronnie Lott tries to block him. But watch this, right here at the end. Hold on a minute. He keeps his little rear end out of the end zone. That's what he had to do, or else he'd been on the 20.
So the Jets have to start out from the 1-yard line, and Richie Anderson finds some room and then has words with the linebacker, Chris Slade. Hurst and Brown combine to make the tackle. The report on nose tackle Tim Goad, he's out the rest of the game. And the word is injured leg, so nothing specific. And up front, the Patriots are going with a combination of Ray Agnew, Troy Barnett, and now Aaron Jones, who had a very strong game last Sunday against the Colts. It's a second down and 7. The ball at the 4. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the third. And again, the handoff for Anderson. Trying to pick this way, but he's stopped back behind the line. Agnew and Barnett combined on that tackle.
And Boomer Esiason is not opposed to running a play-action pass here. Agnew coming down the line of scrimmage. Watch here, he is a big guy in the middle. He's going to slide, and watch him slide. When they come down, he's sliding with the center. He's sliding with the center. Now, as Anderson tries to make it back inside, here he comes, Agnew. And he's getting help on the outside. Just excellent David Bavaro there. But here's the situation. Now, Boomer Esiason's got himself on the right-hand side of the field. He is the left-handed quarterback. Now to run a little play action or a bootleg and come back to this side.
3rd and 7. Esiason is intercepted. Touchdown for Ricky Reynolds.
Rucci just downing that ball on the 1-yard line. The only thing I didn't like about that play, there was no deception. Boomer Esiason just went back, looked left, and threw left.
But how about that fake field goal? It ends up as a 32-yard punt with the ball ending up at the 1. And the Patriots take a 17-13 lead. Knee surgery, slow to recover from the injuries, but Reynolds has given the Patriots a 17-13 lead. The Jets leading for the first time off that Lowry field goal. Remember last week they had the big lead. They were up 24-6 in the 3rd quarter. Aaron Glenn with the return. And Aaron Glenn able to break tackles. Good return as he's run out across the 30-yard line. He went for 22 yards.
All right, folks, just watch Boomer Esiason's head. I got an X up there on his head, but watch his head. He never looks away. He's looking at Yarborough the entire way. He throws out there Ricky Reynolds, reads him, leaves his man, and it's touchdown. There should be some kind of a fake. He just dropped back, did the whole 9 yards. Did you see that X, Marv? I had it.
Very well executed.
There's Boomer's reaction. He knows. Oh, man, I never saw him. I never saw him.
So the Jets from their 31-yard line. The Jet turnover leading to the 7 points by the Patriots. Johnson peeling off. Esiason off the pressure, and a flag is thrown. The pass intended for Monk. The referee is Dale Hamer. And the call against the Jets. While they sort it out, let's check in with Greg Gumbel at our New York studios.
All right, Marv, at Cincinnati, Bam Morris, 8 yards and a touchdown, his second of the day. The Steelers lead the Bengals 21-7. A Steeler victory clinches at least a wild card spot in the AFC, Marv.
All right, Greg, it is set back to a 1st and 20 at the 21-yard line. The word on Tim Goad is broken right tibia. That's terrible news for Tim and the Patriots. Draw play. Johnson with a second effort gets across the 25, met by David Bavaro.
Boy, David Bavaro just made a super play. He didn't make the tackle, but he got help from his friends. And what Parcells is complaining about is holding. They were holding. That's what he's upset about.
Parcells in a discussion with Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, the guy who made that big play last week, recovering fumble, ran 21 yards on the play. That actually longer than any run from scrimmage for a Patriot running back. Diving catch, but only a short pickup with Maurice Hurst.
Well, they're saying Maurice Hurst intercepted this thing. But when you have dual possession, it goes to the offensive guy. And that's Rob Moore and Hurst.
There's Hurst going for the ball and had a piece of it.
So it just seems like these defensive backs are sitting back and they're reading Boomer Esiason. Without play action and dropping straight back, they're reading Boomer very well.
He has used very little play action today. Aaron Jones made the statement the other day. He says when he was with the Steelers, he remembers Boomer with the play action. He'd fool all the cameramen when he was with Cincinnati, and he doesn't do it anymore. Perhaps the cameramen are now quicker, Paul. I don't know if you consider that.
You have to have a running game to do that, Marv.
And a timeout is taken by the Jets. 2:11 remaining, third quarter. It's the Patriots with a 17-13 lead on the Jets. And December has been a very cruel month for the New York Jets in recent years. Since 1986, in the month of December, they have won only 8 of 31. Last year, they lost 4 out of 5 in December to finish at 8 up and 8 down. It began in '86. That was the year they opened at 10-1. Seemed to be on a roll, lost the last 5, and just made the playoffs as a wild card. And that has been the situation right throughout.
You know, one of the things that we have not seen in this ball game, we have not seen a screen pass by either one of these teams.
Third down and 10. You say you're looking for the screen here?
I would think so. Not going to get it.
Boomer going down the field instead, and it's jarred loose. Mitchell had it, but a good hit by the free safety, Myron Guyton. Broke it up.
Well, I tell you, Boomer Esiason could not throw this ball any better. But Myron Guyton, I mean, he just times this thing perfectly. Boomer Esiason, this is all full speed. Now watch this. Here it is. Bang, bang. Never had possession. Guyton timed this perfectly, and the pass was perfectly thrown.
And fourth punt of the day coming up from Brian Hansen, who's had a good game. 52, 46, 49-yard punts. Troy Brown is back and has to drift back. Another good one. And excellent coverage by the Jets. A 50-yard punt by Hansen, only a 4-yard return. Anthony Johnson on the tackle. So with 1:54 remaining in the third quarter, Patriots have a 17-13 lead. They get the ball back at their 21-yard line. Next Sunday, NBC Sports presenting another slate of NFL action beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live. Early games, Indianapolis playing New England here in Foxborough. Cincinnati going up against the Giants at the Meadowlands. Denver and the Raiders in a 4 o'clock start. And Seattle and Houston. Check your local listings for the game in your area. The pitch for Thompson. And he is taken out just inside the 25 by Marvin Jones and Mo Lewis.
Oh, Ben Coates comes down in motion, and he just wipes out, and I think it's Bobby Houston. But Ben Coates comes down the line of scrimmage and just levels him. You can't hit low, and you can't hit in the back. Here comes 87. Right here. Watch this block. Boing. Goodbye. He's looking for more. He went after Marvin Washington after that. Gentle Ben is not too gentle, Ditka.
Second and 7 at the 24-yard line. Off a delay, it's Thompson. Thompson and Gash working in the backfield. Leroy Thompson got the opportunity to play earlier this season when Blair Thomas, who began the season with New England, one-time New York Jet, was injured in training camp. And Blair Thomas was waived last week, claimed by the Dallas Cowboys. So Leroy Thompson today has emerged as the feature back. He has been able to get the playing time. We have seen very little of Marion Bucks. Thompson has run for 64 yards. It's a third down and 5. Bledsoe for Brisbane. And a first down. Marcus Turner made the stop, and Brisbane with another catch, and that is his 7th of the day.
Ben Coates, one thing that Parcells talks about Ben Coates is not only is he a great receiver, but he has to learn how to block. He's also got to learn how to take a shot to the head. Watch this. Here's Ben Coates, 87. Log him and point. Set him the other way.
That's the end of the third quarter, and the Patriots are hearing it from this capacity crowd. We'll be back after these messages from your local station. We're headed to the fourth quarter, and this has been Drew Bledsoe's quarter. He's had a hot hand as you see the comparison between Bledsoe and Esiason. Patriots 17 and the Jets 13 from the 36-yard line. Butts, who just returned replacing Thompson, stopped by Casillas and Jones. So Marion Butts turned back thus far today. Boomer Esiason, 12 of 23, 102 yards, threw one touchdown, picked off once, and that in the third quarter. Ricky Reynolds able to run it in for a score. Bledsoe 17 of 27, 177 yards.
And each interception ended up in points. Patriots got 7, the Jets got 3.
Second down and 9. Bledsoe to the sideline, looking for Timpson, and it brings up a third and 9 for the Patriots, who won 3 straight after losing 4 in a row. They and the Jets 2 games behind Miami, tied with the Bills. Patriots with wins over Cincinnati, Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota, San Diego, and Indianapolis, and losses to Miami, Buffalo, the Raiders, the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Browns. Looking further along, the Patriots are not in good shape in terms of the tiebreaker within the division and the conference. A win today would certainly increase their odds in terms of the wild card. Third down and 9. A diving catch. A beauty by Ray Quinton, and then it is ruled incomplete. Aaron Glenn on the coverage.
Boy, Crittenden was there, and Bledsoe just threw the ball too low. Ray Crittenden, watch it when he comes underneath. Glenn is there. This is man-to-man coverage. It comes underneath, and watch where this ball is. It's into the ground. The official was right on top of it. The ball hits the ground. We'll see it from this side where the ball comes down between his legs. See, he goes down to the ball, and the ball hits the ground. It's almost like that catch Thornton almost made in the end zone. Goes through their hands, into the ground, and back up into their stomach.
So third punt of the day for O'Neal. Hicks is back and lets it bounce. And will not touch it as it carries inside the 15-yard line. It's a 49-yard punt. Welcome back to Foxborough on a beautiful 60-degree day. Minute gone by in the fourth quarter, and the Patriots lead the Jets 17-13. Jets first down from their 13-yard line. This play action. Pass intended for Mitchell, covered by Bavaro.
I just saw Rob Moore run down the middle of the field all by himself. There was nobody around him.
Boomer Esiason last week threw for 382 yards. Thus far today, only 102. In that earlier meeting, held to just 70 net yards passing, although the Jets beat the Patriots by a touchdown. They last met, both teams had records of 3-3. They were tied for third in the AFC East. Second and 10. And Johnny Johnson gets the call. Stopped by Guyton and Agnew. Brings up a third down, 3rd and 5.
I just think that Boomer Esiason has got to run some play action, a bootleg, throw a screen in there, just to do something to hold the linebackers in so he can get the passes across the middle.
Flag is thrown. And the play.
It's offensive because they wouldn't have stopped it. Otherwise, 2 men in motion.
Whistle dead.
False start. Prior to the snap, number 86, 5 yards, still third down.
Well, that's Johnny Mitchell. Mentioned the difficulties the Jets have had in the month of December. Look at this. They've also had their problems on the road. 2 up and 4 down this season. Although last year, when they finished at 8-8, they did go 5-3, 1-7 in 92.
Mitchell didn't want to come off the field. Marv Thornton finally grabbed him and told him to get off the field.
It's a 3rd and 10 from the 13. Esiason being chased, and it's broken up. Rod Smith made the play. The pass intended for Ryan Yarborough.
So Boomer was running for his life. I mean, he's running to his left where he throws bench from, but they had the pressure on him. He really didn't have a chance to set and throw the ball, but Rod Smith just made a super play. Slay was the man that was in on him.
Ryan Yarborough has been a target in the second half, although he has not been able to make a catch. Rookie out of Wyoming, a second-round draft pick. Here's Hansen for the 5th time, and he is back at his goal line. Troy Brown awaiting the punt.
And Brown.
And here comes Brown. And he's taken down at the 44-yard line. 52-yard punt and a 9-yard return.
Play, they got Johnny Mitchell for illegal motion, and he didn't agree with the officials. And then Thornton's coming in to tell him to get out of the game. Watch, he doesn't agree with the official. No, I didn't do it. And then here comes Thornton in the game. He says, no, I don't want to go out. Thornton goes over and he grabs him. What? Mitchell says, I'm not going out. Thornton pushes him out, pushes him back, and finally Mitchell did come off.
Right off the draw, Marion Butts. It's called persuading your teammate to leave.
Yeah, when the coach sends you out, and here comes Mitchell. Now he's going over to the coach who pulled him out of the ball game, the substitution by Thornton.
Well, Pete Carroll looking to calm things down. 2nd down and 9 for the Patriots. 3 minutes gone by in the 4th quarter. The Patriots 17 and the Jets 13. And coach to this point, very quiet, only 2 catches. Used primarily as a decoy. Nice hole for Leroy Thompson, who gets out to the 50. McKell and Lott combined to stop him, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 4.
You know, it's one of those situations when you play the Detroit Lions, you got Barry Sanders, and everybody's concerned about stopping Barry Sanders, and then somebody else beats you. So what's happening here is that they're keeping an eye on Ben Coates. He's only caught a couple of balls, but Brisby and company, all these other guys are catching balls all over the field. So he is actually doing his job by being the decoy.
Brisby with a career high 7 receptions. Bledsoe calling for time.
See something he didn't like? Didn't have the personnel for something he wanted to change to.
11:18 remaining in the 4th quarter. A 17-13 lead on the Jets. Patriots had the ball nearly 21 minutes of the first half. They turned it over twice. Turnover costing the Jets in the 3rd quarter. Penalty flags are thrown. Once again, appear to be the right tackle, Pat Harlow. Jeff Lageman hearing it from the crowd. Get the idea Dale Hammer didn't want any help at all from Jet players as he just brushed by.
Number 77 prior to the snap, 5 yards.
That's Pat Harlow. Now you see that what the people were booing about with Lageman and Coates. Here comes Lageman again. And the whistle was blown, and Coates just throws Lageman on the field. Watch this. Now, wait a minute, son. That's, hey. You hear the whistle blow? Now watch it.
So a 3rd down and 9. Bledsoe took a long look and then threw incomplete and unhappy with himself. Pass intended for Crittenden.
He should be unhappy with himself because the offensive line put almost everyone on the ground, and he had all the time in the world to throw the football. He didn't have to throw the ball. Look at here. Look at the guys who are laying on the ground. And here's Bledsoe out there all by himself. Doesn't have to throw the ball. Can get himself set.
Patriots will punt. Pat O'Neill awaiting the snap from his 31-yard line. And Clifford Hicks is back. Comes up to make the fair catch. It is a 32-yard punt.
You know, Parcells is not happy with Bledsoe. Now, get on the phone and go, yeah, he said, go get on the phone and talk to somebody upstairs. I don't want to talk to you anymore. You know, here's the guy. He looked at him, and you see all the Jet guys are on the ground. And all Bledsoe has to do is stop. Just stop. Get himself set, and find an open receiver. That's what Parcells is upset about.
Paul, somewhere in a television studio in Bristol, Connecticut, there's a former Giant quarterback saying, I remember this. This very scene.
Watch this. Bill will get the last word. He'll get the last word. That look. I don't like, well, I wouldn't want him looking at me, though. I mean, he's scary.
Jets from their 21-yard line. And Richie Anderson is stopped. Well, the Jets were not able to get anything going with Johnny Johnson, and now they're trying Richie Anderson, Maurice Hurst on the tackle.
See, I don't know if that's a corner blitz or not, but Maurice Hurst that time looked like either that or he run faster than anybody else on the field. Maurice Hurst came up, and Parcells and Bledsoe are talking to each other. And he's saying, look, when you see, hey, you're third down, you got to get a first down. Look downfield, settle down.
Second down and 10.
Does he like me? He calls me Polly. Is that good?
It is a New Jersey affectionate type of situation, Paul.
Yeah.
Number 80, James Thornton.
James Thornton on the catch, his first of the day, and it's a third down and 6 at the 25-yard line.
You know, Marv, if you look at this football game, though, this has been a very good defensive football game. I mean, when the defense has really had to button it up, they've done it.
Ray Agnew, Aaron Jones, Troy Barnett have done the job along with Mike Pitts and Mike Jones. Tim Gold went down. Again, the pressure. And Richie Anderson, the intended receiver, Esiason, had to rush the pass because the Patriots were coming.
I'll tell you, it's frustrating for the quarterback. Now, here's Boomer Esiason going back in the pocket. The rush is on. He throws the ball, and he hits Anderson in the hands with the ball. Boomer Esiason is taking a shot, and the guy drops the football. I mean, you got to catch him.
And the punting unit checked back in. Brian Hansen will punt from his 10. Troy Brown back at his 30. Yes. Up the side of the foot. One hop by Brown. Some nice moves by Brown as he gets to the 42-yard line. Thornton on the stop. 43-yard punt and a 10-yard return.
80, James Thornton.
NFL Live in a chat with Joe Gibbs. Bill Parcells said having a young quarterback is like having a teenage son. Well, I think the father was able to get ready to throw the son out of the house right here.
He's only 22 years old. He's just learning. Well, the Patriots only 46 yards in the second half so far.
They start out from the 42. Thompson able to make the spin and pick up yardage. It appeared the Jets had him trapped, and then he was run out by Ronnie Lott.
It appeared that Don Levens, number 66, had him in the backfield for a loss, and he misses a tackle, and then they miss it on the outside. Here's Donald Levens out here. Now watch this. He makes his play, and when he does, he's got him in the backfield. Look at it, or at least he thinks he has. Makes the play, makes the dive. He's right there. Doesn't make the tackle. Breaks another tackle. Thompson up, picks up 7 yards.
Leroy Thompson has run well, had the problems earlier. A turnover and a muff that he was able to recover. Second down and 4. Thompson again. And he stopped short of the first down. Marvin Jones with his 13th tackle of the day, a name that we have been calling right throughout. There's Marvin in his second year out of Florida State, and he's been able to make it back strong from a fractured hip and a sprained ankle. The Jets' #1 draft pick last year, the 4th selection in the draft overall.
These two teams offensively are giving each other the opportunity to score. The Jets get the ball, they run a couple of plays, throw on third down. The Patriots get the ball, they run a couple of plays, throw on third down.
3rd and 2. 87 Coates went in motion. Bledsoe looking that way. Incomplete. Vincent Brisby, who was just to the right of Ben Coates, made the catch, his 8th of the day, and it's a New England first down.
Ben Coates is supposed to be in this pattern also, and he's upset because watch what happens to Ben Coates. He gets drilled. He gets knocked down right here. He's on the ground. That's a good play. I don't know what he's complaining about. That play is an excellent play by Turner. He knocks him down, but Brisby makes the catch.
An advance of 11 and a first down at the Jet 38. 7:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. And Butts tripped up. And that's a loss on the play.
Marvin Washington gets into the hole, makes the play. But, you know, I'm saying we're seeing the same thing. You run two plays, and you've got a young quarterback, and you're forcing him to make the play on third down.
And Butts lost a couple. He has run 8 times for only 17 yards. You see Marvin Washington hurting. When we resume, the Patriots will have a 2nd and 12 at the Jet 40 with 7:13 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Patriots leading 17-13. This is a matchup of two teams that have won 6 and lost 6. Paul, 15 clubs, more than half the NFL, are between 7 and 5 and 5 and 7, and 8 teams are at the 500 mark. Now, if the playoffs began today, a 500 team would then qualify in each conference. The Jets in the AFC, the way things are right now, and the Packers are the Falcons in the NFC. In the AFC, there are 5 teams at 6 and 6, and one team is 7 and 5, and all are fighting for a wild card berth.
You know what the amazing thing about it too is that of the 28 teams in the National Football League, after 12 weeks, there's only 3 of them eliminated mathematically.
Well, that's what they wanted. It's called, is it balance or is it mediocrity?
Or parity.
Or parity, yes.
Take your choice. You can use it.
2nd down and 12. Bledsoe for Butts. And Butts is able to pull his way to the 30. Houston and Lott brought him down.
Well, Marv, you've been talking about Marvin Jones making 12, 13 tackles. This is the one time that Marvin Jones does not make the tackle. Butts, I mean, this is a load. He catches, turns, and just cannot get his arms. Marvin Jones can't get his arms wrapped around Butts. Continuous motion by Butts. Gets the ball within 1.5 yards of a first down. And again, this may be 4-down territory.
Butts with only his 7th catch of the season. 3rd down and 1. And it's Butts looking for the first down. Paul Fraze on the stop. And it appears that he picked it up.
He's got to get inside the 29. Now, is he inside the 29? Depends on where they mark this ball.
And they are calling for the yardsticks.
See, another reason I think this is 4-down territory, because you just don't want to risk a blocked field goal. If he makes this, he's going to make it by the nose of the ball. But you don't want to risk a blocked field goal. They run it back for a touchdown. So I still think you go for it if they don't make it. They made it. No. They miss it. Oh, a little turn at the end. You got to go. You've got to go. I don't think you can afford a blocked field goal here.
He said, let's go for it.
Yeah, you do. I mean, it's a situation that you've got the Jets at their own 29. Again, I keep saying it's 8 yards deep, so they put the ball at the 37. So what you do here is if you don't make it, you have the clock running. Clock will, as soon as they get the chain set, the clock will run.
4th and inches. To the clear, inside the 5. Marion Butts needed inches, and he picked up 26 yards.
Boy, doesn't it happen. How many times do you see this happen in football? They're all jammed up at the line of scrimmage, and once Marion Butts makes the block, Gash gets a sensational block. He just runs over Washington. Lott gets down and makes the tackle along with Aaron Glenn. And Parcells, he loves it. You're a hero. Made the right call.
And And for the Patriots, it's their longest run of the season. It sets up a first and goal at the 3. And it's Butts stopped at the line. Stopped by Mo Lewis.
Butts on the carry.
If Bledsoe now would run a bootleg play, he can walk into the end zone, especially with the 2 backs back there. You've got Sam, Gash, and Butts back in the backfield. If he runs them to his right and bootlegs back to his left alone, he walks in the end zone.
From the 3.
4:40 remaining. Fourth quarter. Patriots lead by 4. Second and goal at the 3. Butts stopped again at the line of scrimmage.
Well, you don't want to settle for field goal here when you can get 7. You look at Vincent Brisby, he's looking at the coach. Can I go in? Let me go in. Let me go in. I want to go in. Let me go in. Am I in? No. What I think they're doing here is they let that's what they got from Parcells. And now they only have 2 timeouts though, but he's just saying, okay, I'm waiting until the clock runs down, the play clock, 2-1. Call timeout, take time off the clock. They usually run it to 3.
Coming up the 10th play of the drive, and New England has had the ball for 5.5 minutes, and there you see they ran the play clock down, and now take the timeout, so the Patriots will be down to 1 timeout remaining. And the clock is stopped with 3:47 remaining in this fourth quarter. It will be a 3rd and goal at the 2-yard line, just outside the 2.
Oh, Brisby talked his way into the game. No, he was going in. They called timeout, but he was looking, please let me get in there.
Well, it's been a career day for the second-year man from Northeast Louisiana, Vincent Brisby.
Boy, you know, it's a beautiful situation, but they do want 7.
Gash and Thompson now in the backfield. And it's Thompson. Touchdown! He almost lost it. He bobbled and held on. And Leroy Thompson, who had some difficulties earlier, extends the Patriot lead to 23-13.
What a great call, because what they did is they run a toss. You don't try to risk anything down here. Usually look at a direct handoff or a pass play, but this time they ran a toss. They got the extra tight end in there, John Burke, in as a blocker. They go to Ben Coates' side, and that hole was there.
And now the try for the point after by O'Neal. I should say by Vaughn. So the Patriots with a 24-13 lead. Leroy Thompson with his 4th touchdown of the season, his 1st on the ground, the other 3 as a receiver.
All right, Coates is 87, he's a tight end. There's Burke, the other tight end. They pull the guards out, and actually Bruce Armstrong is the tackle coming out on the pull. He seals off, and Thompson breaks the tackle, touchdown. What a nice call.
And Leroy is celebrating with a portion of the crowd.
That's good. He's happy with that. Don't get overexcited.
Meanwhile, Pete Carroll on the other side is trying to work the bench. These are anxious moments for the Jets. A loss here, and they drop to 6-7 with a home game coming up next Saturday against Detroit. A home game the following week against San Diego, and then they'll finish at Houston.
You know, you talk about a team, did they bounce back, or can they bounce back after that devastating loss? I think the defense did bounce back. The offense didn't.
The Jets, when you talk about offense, showing only 10 first downs for the game. They've accounted for only 169 yards. That's been it. Here's Aaron Glenn on the return. And Glenn, putting on the speed, is hit down at the 33. It's a 25-yard return. Check to the scoreboard. Dallas with the 31-19 lead over Philadelphia. 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Pittsburgh 31-15 over Cincinnati. And a wild one. Washington 21 and Tampa Bay 20. A game with little significance. Pass dropped by Johnson.
I mean, I'll tell you something. Boomer Esiason's got to be talking to himself. Look at this. This is the second half possession. 14 plays, they got a field goal. And that's after the first kickoff. Now, interception, punt, 3 plays punt, 3 plays punt. But the play we just saw is an example, Marv, of what we're talking about. I mean, the guy comes out, Boomer's taking a beating, he's getting hammered. He's trying to drop the ball off, get something going, and the guys are dropping it.
He is only 2 for his last 11 for just 8 yards. In trouble. And just looked to get it away.
You know, the heat is on. There's no question about the heat being on. Chris Slade was there. But when you look at the secondary, every single guy was covered. He has no place to go with the ball. First of all, he's running for his life. And then on top of it, there's nobody to throw the ball to. Just when you look downfield, look in this area, Marv, and you won't see a white shirt open. They're all covered. Look at the whole field is covered by blue. Nothing for him to do.
More to the left, Yarborough right. This time, he had the time. And it's broken up. Intended for more downfield, and Hurst got a piece of it. Maurice Hurst has had an excellent day.
And I believe that, this is still 4-down territory. You're down by 11 points. 3 minutes and 17 seconds to go. You have to score twice. A touchdown, a 2-pointer, and then a field goal just to tie this thing. So they've got to go for it on 4th down. But that isn't the kind of pass you want. But Boomer Esiason wanted to throw, but there was nobody open. The defensive secondary is doing the job.
Back to the negativity of this offense. The Jets, the last 5 possessions, have not managed to pick up a first down. And the stat line on Boomer Esiason, 13 of 30, only 106 yards. 4th down and 10. And that one sails away. Rob Moore, the intended receiver. But with 3:13 remaining in the fourth quarter, the Patriots will take over.
But again, he has no one to throw the ball to, Marv. There's nobody open. The guy is standing in there. That time he had some pretty good pass protection, but when he looks downfield to see if there's anybody to throw the ball to, there's just nobody there. When we take a look at Boomer looking downfield, just take a look at the guys that are covering. Let it go, and I'll show you something. Here's Boomer. He's got some time now. Now, if you stop the clock, or stop the tape right here. Look at here, and here's 2 safeties sitting here waiting to pick off anything that comes in here. He has no place to throw the football.
Boomer Esiason, only 2 for his last 14. And the Patriots will try to run it out. Marion Butts, stopped by Mo Lewis. We come up on 3 minutes remaining, and a commanding 24-13 lead. Similar, Jets have taken a timeout. Paul, similar to last week in the game against the Dolphins, the Jets coming up silent in the fourth quarter, not able to get anything going.
And the real key too is that there's been absolutely no running game, and if you can't run the football, it's tough to throw the football.
And a look ahead for both the Jets and the Patriots. The Jets next Saturday home for Detroit. New England with the second of the home-and-home set next Sunday as they play the Indianapolis Colts. Patriots have Indianapolis, Buffalo, and Chicago. The Jets with Detroit, San Diego, and Houston. And as we mentioned earlier, the loser today, which appears to be the Jets, will not be out of the playoff race, but certainly facing very, very long odds. And the winner, the Patriots, will be involved now in this sweepstakes for the wild card spot. Tonight, critical game involving both the Jets and the Patriots, with Miami playing Buffalo. Bledsoe try to fire it, looking for Brisby, and it'll be a 3rd down and 9.
You know, the Patriots, 34 rushes for 127 yards. Now, that's what they need to do. I guess Parcells got what he wanted. Not too many rear ends in the holes.
Yes.
We talked about this earlier. If you weren't with us, Bill Parcells says one of the problems we have with running the football is we have our offensive linemen, instead of blocking straight ahead and opening up the holes, they're hitting their men and turning, which puts their rear ends in the hole, and the backs have no place to run.
And we were hoping during the course of our post-game coverage to have Bill Parcells and Mike Ditka hook up. I mentioned earlier, Bill labeling his tight end Ben Coates with the nickname Ditka. I'm sure that subject will come up among others. Lageman made the stop on Thompson with 2:50 remaining in this 4th quarter. It's a 4th down coming up and a timeout taken. Well, with New England picking up win number 7, unless there is a miraculous turn here over the final 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and the Jets took their final timeout. Miami with an 8-4 record pending tonight's game against Buffalo. Buffalo at 6-6. The Jets with the loss here this afternoon, 6-7. And the Buffalo Bills have to be very happy about what they're seeing here, because the New England Patriots, in terms of a battle for a wild card spot, will not have the edge with games within their division and their conference.
Two games down in their division, but they have the Bills and Indianapolis in their division to play yet. So that can help. I mean, all of these teams are, really guide their own destiny. And the Patriots really have to win all 3 games remaining.
It's a 4th down and 7. Down at the 29-yard line, and Bledsoe will put it up. Penalty flag is thrown. Brisby, the intended receiver, covered by Glenn. And the call against Glenn.
Well, remember, there's a 5-yard rule in professional football. Now, after 5 yards, here they go. Brisby downfield, that's 10 yards. Then Glenn hits him there. That's an illegal chuck. It's an easy call. And Bledsoe just throws the ball over his head. I think Bledsoe saw it and threw it. Glenn saying, there's nothing I can do. The guy turned into me. Well, you can't stop him from making his move. You can't hit after 10 yards.
So the Patriots will be presented with a 1st down at the Jet 24-yard line.
This is all running now.
And Thompson for a short pickup. Leroy Thompson has had an outstanding day. 19 carries, 80 yards. Coming up, the Head and Shoulders postgame report. Greg Gumbel with Mike Ditka and Joe Gibbs. And can you see one-time NBC color commentator Bill Parcells blowing off Greg, Mike, and Joe?
No, come on. He'll.
Plus scores and highlights from around the NFL. For New England, this may be their biggest game since the 1986 Super Bowl, and they have come through with a strong effort, and an effort that has provided balance between the running game and the passing game. Thompson with the carry, the clock down to 2 minutes remaining. Patriots 24 and the Jets 13, and it's a 3rd down and 8 for the Patriots, who are just looking to work the clock down. They're at the Jet 22-yard line. The Patriots on their way to their 4th straight win after losing 4 in a row. Sam Gash short of the 1st down, taken down by Tony Casillas. Well, the employee owners of Avis would like to salute the game's MVP, and that is Leroy Thompson as the winner of today's We Try Harder Award. Avis, the official rental company of the NFL, and Leroy Thompson, after a shaky start with a fumble that led to a Jet touchdown and a muff that he was able to recover, coming back strong, 20 carries, 80 yards, 1 touchdown, average 4 yards per carry. Leroy Thompson earlier in the season was a third down pass receiving specialist, spelling Marion Butts, but it's gone the other way here today. Thompson on a 4th and 3 got the call, but a penalty flag is down.
Delay game. Offense, 5 yards, still 4th down.
The clock stops. That's the bad part about it, but it didn't hurt him any. The Jets are, they really thought that, the first couple of days it was kind of a quiet place. And then the last couple of days, 3 days during the week, the Jets started to bounce back and they got some confidence that they knew they had to do it, and everything is in their hands. All the 6-6 teams going into this weekend, it's really in their hands.
But they will point back when this season is over. And it's not completely over for the Jets in terms of playoffs, but very, very difficult. Broken out the pass intended for Ray Crittenden, covered by Marcus Turner, but they'll point back to the 17-0 lead, 24-6 against Miami. The fake spike by Marino. The Jets appear to have it. And Miami able to come back with the dramatic turnaround. And that even the Jet record at 6-6, and they will drop to 6-7 here this afternoon. And the Jets are off and running in the wrong direction in terms of the month of December, but that has been, as we showed you earlier, what has occurred. Rob Moore with the sideline catch to stop the clock, covered by Rod Smith, and 1:04 remaining in this 4th quarter.
The first half turnover is a big part of this football game. And, you look at it, New England turnovers today, 2. New England's 10 points of it, 1 turnover for just 7 points. Remember we talked about the New England Patriots? If they have 2 turnovers or less, they've won all 6 games, which would be all 7 games. 3 or more.
And Esiason almost picked off by Rod Smith, stepping in front of the intended receiver, Rob Moore. Down to 59 seconds remaining. It'll be a 2nd down and 10. Coming up on the post-game show, Greg Gumbel, Mike Ditka, Joe Gibbs. And they are planning to talk with New England head coach Bill Parcells. Esiason completes. Art Monk. Monk bobbled and was able to recover. It's a 31-yard advance. Jets are out of timeouts. The clock is running. Jets are down 24-13. And Esiason, it appeared that he was trying to fake a spike and then threw it. One out of the Dolphin playbook. Rob Moore, the intended receiver.
Yeah, they didn't fake out Terry Ray. Terry Ray was down there. He was waiting. Rob Moore just starts up the field. They were basically the only 2 guys that do it. The offensive line, they knew it was coming. They knew he wasn't going to spike the ball. And just take a look at this play. There's Ray, 23, almost making the interception.
Yes, I think all during the course of this week at every NFL camp, coaches emphasize playing to the whistle. Do not stop. And Esiason able to sidearm it to Monk. And he gets it out of bounds, stopping the clock at 27 seconds remaining. Rod Smith covering Art Monk.
That'll be another 1st down. 27 seconds. Well, you can't say they're not quitting in this game, but the Patriots are letting them have whatever they want to have. Up by 11.
And a 1st down at the 29. 7-yard line. Esiason, 16 of 36, 155 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but an ineffective day once again for the Jet offense. Boomer with a swing pass that is batted down, intended for Johnny Johnson.
You know, people, you know what happens. They're going to say to you, hey, Marv, you know, you did a Jets game. Why couldn't they do that the entire game that they did in the last minute? Well, because the defenses that they put up are prevents, and they allow you to catch the ball in the middle of the field. They allow you to catch the 10-yard pass pattern. They don't care how many of those you catch, but they will tighten it up when you get down by the goal line.
2nd down, 2nd and 10. Down at the 27 in New England territory with 22 seconds to go in the 4th. And Esiason throwing for the end zone, and it's caught.
No,
it's incomplete. Rob Moore appeared to have it, and then lost it as he was covered by Maurice Hurst.
Well, there's one-on-one coverage down there. Maurice Hurst makes some play on the ball. Look at Rob Moore keeping his body between the ball and Maurice Hurst. That ball could have been caught very easily. Hurst gets his hand in there. Pete Carroll thinks it might be a touchdown. Oh, no.
It is 3rd down and 10.
Instead, 3rd and 10 with 16 seconds remaining in the 4th. Yarborough to the left and Moore to the right. Esiason in trouble, able to elude it, and this time throws out of the end zone. So we're down to 9 seconds to go in the 4th, and a 4th down and 10 for the Jets.
Bill's still coaching. Get up field, get up there. Get up there and get him, hit him. You know, we're talking to the Patriot players. I said, how's Bill been this week? Playing the Jets, losing them the first time. I said, he's coached his butt off.
And Esiason on 4th down, able to step up and just loops one in to the end zone, and it's out of the end zone. And it is called incomplete, and that will wrap it with 1 second remaining. Leroy Thompson turning things around after the problems early. A very happy guy, and the New England Patriots will make it a record of 7-6 and 4 straight wins. While the Jets go the other way, they will drop to 6-7.
Marv, here's the deal right now. They just say